Oh God, here it comes. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Mr. Marsh, we apologize, and if it's okay with you, we would like to present you your long overdue trophy.
Mag.
Snake.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a stony session of Modern Comic Mayhem. I was just telling Dino that I'm super stoned, and I forgot to mute my mic at the beginning of the show. So, good looking out to Derek. Appreciate you, brother. That was clutch. And but we're here, and Dino's watching the game.
I'm watching the game, watching UFC. I'm doing it all at the same time, man. On eBay, still on CGC forums, whatever.
Yeah, man. It's a very interesting Saturday night tonight. We got football, we got UFC, like you said. It feels like a lot of craziness has been going on lately, and it's nice to just chill and not worry about the bullshit. But I saw one of the funniest videos I've ever seen on IG, and I'm gonna share it for you guys to start the show. This is really fucking good. That's fucking excellent right there. Whoever put that out, who is that? Lost Souls Movement. Make sure you guys go give them a follow, even if the music is a little much. But yeah, I think that's pretty genius. I think that's how a lot of us felt at that moment. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Luke dies of being a pussy. Shout out to Lord Tatman. Says, what's up with the $5 donation? Appreciate that, brother. Anyways. All right. What did you think about the whole diamond thing? What were your thoughts on it, brother?
I mean, it's like every other, it's like mom and pop shops, right? Like, at least in the automotive industry for us. So it's like, when you're an automotive supplier or something like that, and one of the big automotive suppliers move from like GM or Ford or something and just take all your business away, it's like you can't. I mean, you're struggling to survive unless you have some type of diversification or backlog or something. I'm surprised it lasted that long. And then the thing too is, like, are they gonna get hurt? And like, how they did the Walmart variants or putting in like super rare variants? Like, is it gonna be like a big diamond sale? Or I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I could see some interesting things happen over the next couple weeks. We still have some major players that haven't said anything, and But I tell you what, it's very interesting being on Facebook right now because I feel like Facebook is the place where a lot of retailers and people in the industry talk to each other, and they're all chatting about it. Every single one of them.
I can't believe, like, I'm surprised, like, Blackstone doesn't buy them out because they bought CGC, right? So it's like, if they're going to do the grading, why don't they control the distribution? You know, because they're never going to be able to buy. I mean, it'd be an insane amount of money to buy Marvel or DC. You know what I'm saying? Like the publishing part of it. But I mean, if you have not those parts, but you have the back end of it, I mean,
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because here's the other thing, right? They're Chapter 11, so they're what from all looks of it, they're wanting to try and save this thing.
Well, I think he's just trying to save the comic distribution part. I know he's taking offers on all the other entities. So they own, so he owns, what did I talk about it?
Alliance.
Yeah, he owns all this other
Hake's
stuff too.
Comic Auctions.
Yeah, so he owns, the UK part of it, Lions of Business. They're pursuing offers for all. So it will remain committed to pursuing offers for all Diamond's lines of business. So it's like, where the hell was it all at? Sorry, 1 second. Bandai NECA.
Wookie Fodder says, I'm really worried that we're going to see a flood of big modern books and a massive high ratio variant dump. Well, here's the thing. I don't think you're going to see it for Diamond because Diamond can't dump that shit as of right now. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. So, they own AFA. They own action figure grading.
Correct.
Is it AFA? That's action figure?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they own Collectible Grading Authority, which is AFA. They own the Time Selects Toys, obviously, which is the main comic toy, line, obviously. And it's just like, so like AFA, like if you had enough partners, like you could buy AFA. Like me and Mercy was talking about it because like Carter's like a big like toy dude, but I'm not. But it's like, should we buy AFA? And it's like, then it becomes like your business, and it kind of sucks, But
well, what do you think AFA is going to sell for? Like.
It's if we had shit tons of money, right? If we had unlimited money, just what?
But that's what I mean. Like, what do you think it's going to sell for? I think it's probably not going to sell for a lot. So,
I mean, I would think. I mean,
somebody comes and buys them all up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. I don't know what AFA like. Do they own a building? You know what I'm saying? What do they have like asset wise? You know what I'm saying? Theoretically, vaults. Stuff there, I don't know what kind of high technology they have. Like, do they own the plastic? Or are they subbing it out? Stuff of that nature. So it's just like, what equipment's there, and stuff of that nature. I mean, when you start buying these companies, it's assets versus expenses, and then obviously what your revenue generation is at the end of the day. So if your revenue generation is only a couple $1 million, but your assets are 10 million, obviously there's some kind of fine point there that you're gonna
Yeah, the gaming part. The gaming part is probably going to be one of the big dogs, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap to grade a action figure, man, or any of those toys, man. We looked at it. It's like, I don't know. And it's like, my other thing is like, so imagine if this was CGC or something crazy like that. What about all the action figures that are there right now? I mean, is it just business as usual?
I got one for you. What about all the this is kind of crazy right here. Think about this one on the other end. What about all the comic book shops that rely on credit through Diamond that owe Diamond thousands of dollars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were saying they're 41 million in debt right now.
They're going to go even more in debt. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a restructure, and it's like,
Well, I think that it's very interesting to see the old guard kind of come out and, for the most part, really show some love for the Jeppies. But I also, at the same time, I see most of them realizing there's going to be some stuff here that's going to be happening in the next couple of months. And
and like from all accounts, like I've talked to Dennis a long time, like Jeppy's a good guy. It's not like he's terrible, but it's like he's getting older. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the kids just maybe we don't want to take it over, all this stuff, and it's like equality like goes to slip, all that tribal knowledge, all that. Like I just talked to when it's a family-owned company, it's like, oh, I just talk to Jeppy all the time about it, or I talk to Jeppy, and once he's like, I don't want, it's like, It's like that person's gone, or it happens, And then the other thing too is like, talking to other people, it's like they just gotta, don't sign up for stuff, ship the books correctly, ship the things you say you're gonna do, and do what you're gonna say, right? Like, I mean, that's how you run a business,
Yep.
Don't overpromise and don't underdeliver.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of places that are going to have problems getting their books, and Rich Johnson said everything is good. I'm doing my best to get Rich on the industry show, man. I'm really doing my best. I want to hear his point of view on this stuff so bad. Yeah, it's just capitalism, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is capitalism, but the thing too is like, most of those people, if they do give their loans forgived or however it is, or commitments to Diamond, it's like, are they just going to Penguin House or whatever other distributor? I mean, I think what's the only thing at Diamond right now? Image, like as a major brand.
No, Image left. Image told them 2 days ago that if you guys, it told stores, if you order anything through Diamond for FOC for certain dates, you need to call Lunar. We're not dealing with Diamond anymore. They just basically.
But I'm just saying, but Diamond was the only thing there, though. What I'm saying, or Image was the only thing there. Like Marvel and DC actually like left, right? I mean, they went.
100%, 100%. Dynamite was there. Is there? Yeah. We still don't know what's going on with Nick. Much love to Nick he's going through it right now, man. He had his close friends, the Jeppies and Diamond, doing what it's doing. So he's probably, worrying about that. And his mentor passed away. The guy that owned that comic shop in Baltimore, was it Fat Stacks or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy stuff. But once we hear, what Dynamite's going to do, once we hear what every other company's a small publisher. I think Ben Dunn from Antarctic Press might have put out a thing talking about it. Let me take a look.
So
here.
they already had bids on stuff. So that Stalking Horse or Universal Distribution has made a $39 million Stalking Horse bid for Alliance Game Distributor, so it's AFA, and a non-binding letter of intent to buy Diamond UK. So Universal Distribution is like, trying to help them out, but I don't know how that's going to really work.
Antarctic Press, Ben Dunn on the Diamond bankruptcy announcement. So let's see here. Ben Dunn, who co-founded Antarctic Press in '84 with Mark Ripley, has talked about the impact of the Diamond bankruptcy announcement, which has been covered in depth on Bleeding Cool. He posted to his social media saying, let's see what he says. So the fallout of the Diamond bankruptcy is yet to be felt, but I think it will be shattering to the small press comic industry. Ouch. The bigger publishers will be fine, but even bigger independents may soon feel the pinch. If Diamond can claw its way out of this, then my hope is they will realize what they did wrong and not repeat their mistakes. Already rats are already leaving the ship. Who can blame them, though, if the ship is sinking or at least perceived to be sinking? Yes, it is true that Diamond had a lot of hubris when times were good, but I think they were short-sighted in not improving customer service, relying less on the bigger publishers by promoting up-and-coming publishers and creators, expanding their customer base, and streamlining their operation. Unfortunately, they may be too late. Do I hope Diamond recovers? Yes. Will it? I don't know. I like to remain optimistic, but considering that the market is in a weakened state, the outlook is not looking so good. The thing is, greed, dishonesty, and arrogance have long been plagued by the comics industry, and been that way. It's been that way since the creation of comics, and now we're reaping the whirlwind. Will comics survive? Yes, of course it will. With crowdfunding, direct-to-consumer, digital, and other ways to get comics, the industry will survive. Will comics stores survive? Well, smart ones will adapt. See, that's the other thing. It always comes down to adapting, and there's a lot of people in the comic industry that don't want to adapt. They don't want. They feel comfortable, or what they know is comfortable to them. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. That's what he's saying.
So let's talk about a speculator flipper person. So this is like Hastings, right? Remember Hastings went out of business, or the stores closed or whatever. Now all the diamond retailer variants gonna skyrocket if this truly happens. Because remember diamond retailer days or diamond nights at cons or big cons like SDCC and stuff like night before and all that stuff. Do those books become not saying they're rare as a part, but I'm just saying it's a part of history now, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I look at things from day to day. It feels like now in the comic industry, you know what I mean? Like there's times where I'm up and then 2 weeks later I'm down, then I'm up. But at the same time, I think that everybody knows that the bottom line is you have to adapt. You can't be a comic store anymore. You have to be a collectible store. You have to be a nostalgia store. You know what I mean? That's what you have to be. And shout out to the people out there that were on this way early on. Dennis Barger. Think that you may about him. And there's as many people out there that don't like him really like him because he's got his finger on the pulse, and he had that idea 2 years ago, and he's thriving in it. You have to become a collectible store. You have to decide where you want to get that other part of that income, whether it's Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, we got to fucking talk about Pokemon.
Yeah, Funko Pops, whatever it is, So whatever, diversifying your business is never a bad thing.
Yeah. What's going on, John? How you doing, brother?
What is up, guys?
Chilling.
Just pricing some books. I got a show tomorrow, but also we have an incoming snowstorm that's supposed to drop midday. So I got to make sure I bring a brush for the windows and a shovel.
Well, that brings me to a great question. You're selling books every weekend, when you can. What is your outlook? What have you been seeing lately?
With what? The topic you were just discussing about Diamond?
No, with how are comics selling for you? I mean, is it?
Oh yeah. Mainly because I'm very flexible, so I never have the attitude where the price is what it is, unless it's Hulk 181 or something. But even then, I have room for negotiations. Negotiations is always the best with cash over the table. I'm not paying for shipping or taxes, so why not give deals?
Yeah.
So that's my theory.
So the places you're setting up, what little VFW halls and stuff like that, smaller cons as of right now. How are those? Are those pretty packed? I mean, are people showing up?
It could be, depending on the time of year. Like tomorrow, it's, who knows? It could be a complete bust because of the weather. But aside from that, most people, especially on a Sunday, figure what else is there to do besides do some, look through some comic boxes. I think some people wait all week or even the once or twice a month for a little comic digging. So that's their outlet. So even with a little snow or inclement weather, I've seen guys show up and spend good money. For me, like I said, it works because, this is not a necessity. It's not my main job. I'm retired. So this is a little fun with the hobby. And, I get to shake hands and meet a lot of nice people. And that's probably where the best part is talking.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be very interesting over the next couple of weeks to see where the chess pieces. What the hell was that? Was that me?
I think so. I don't know. You touched something. Maybe cable.
That was weird. Did I turn into Electro all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's funny. I said the same thing. It's like VFW. So there's a VFW show down where I used to live. And I was talking to guys there who do it like every month, and they said it was pretty busy. Like I was like, "Oh, has it still been busy?" Like, "Oh yeah, it's like the show, I guess, in my area because it's just a constant show every month." They too take like November through February off, I guess, or January. You know, a couple like the colder months. Nobody wants to slug stuff through the snow and stuff. But besides that, man, it's really good.
Yeah.
In fact, I got to hang out with our boy Igor.
Oh yeah.
Last week. Yeah, last week he came out to the show and we were talking shit for a couple hours, you know. But that's the good part, is that even though some guys may not necessarily show up to drop big money, sometimes they like just hang out and just talk shit, you know. Sometimes I just buy books too. Guys bring in books and I buy books, so it'll work out one way or another, you know.
Yeah.
I went to a pulp sale today, of all things. So
That's actually interesting, dude. I got a couple pulpish type things in that collection. Dude, I was going through this collection the other day. He dropped off more stuff. I have so many Walking Dead figures to sell from like remember those when Walking Dead figures were doing like when they were doing like exclusives through stuff, you know what I mean? Like through Walgreens and stuff. What up, John? How you doing, brother? You're on mute. Anyways, once you get set figures out, there you go. Unmute your mic, brother. Anyways, once he gets that figured out, we'll talk to him. What was I saying? Walgreens. They were doing like these exclusive figures at Walgreens where you could only get them at Walgreens. There you go. You should be good now, brother. How you doing? Nope.
Oh, no. Nope.
So I got like, I don't know, sets of those. He would go to Walgreens probably like every drive home at night from work or something, and he would scour all the Walgreens for those sets. I've got sets of like series. I got series 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the whole sets. And I don't even know what to do with these things. Like, do I just sell them on a whatnot sale? I don't even know if there's if Walking Dead is good enough to do that with.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There's still a following for that.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because I was in fact just talking about buying books last week. A friend came and dropped off a whole bunch of Walking Dead books, first prints, you know, and he originally wanted $2 a piece, but you know, he gave for me $1 a piece, and before I can even take them over the table, I had, you know, like 3-4 people asking about them. So apparently there's still Walking Dead people out there. It's just maybe the show is kind of dull right now. Nobody's talking about it, but I think the books are still interesting. So possibly the figures still be good. I've got a boatload of those Loot Crate Walking Dead figures. I don't know how exclusive they are or how limited they are, but I got them. So
yeah. He also had like a big box of those, like the minis, the mini figures and stuff. So I got to figure out what to do with those. They don't sell for much, which is crazy. Some of them will sell, but
start with the cheaper ones on Whatnot when you do your book sales and see what happens.
Yeah. I do have a set of Walking Dead from like 100 and up that's going to be on the sales. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see here. Some of them sell for a decent amount, but nothing like they used to. It's crazy how much those things used to sell for. I think the series ones are the ones that are like the hardest ones to get. Anyways, John, can you hear us now, brother?
I can hear you.
You sound fine.
A bunch of weird feedback.
You got feedback?
Can you guys hear me straight up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What are you hearing? Are you hearing like echoing?
No. Now that I started talking, everything seems straight.
All right. Good. Look at this. A long time no see. Look at Dan Piercy shows up. Dan Piercy, how's it going, brother?
No, it's another Pierce on the. Wow.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about FOC for a little bit.
I need to.
There we go. If you have problems with your mics, it might be the StreamYard.
Sorry, I gotta mute my YouTube.
You're good, brother. All right, FOC this week. We're gonna get through this real quick because I want to talk to John here for a second after we're done, but we gotta run through FOC just really quickly. We're gonna talk about some craziness tonight. All right, here we go. Starting off with our boy Lefteros, and on IG, make sure you guys go give him a follow. Absolute Batman #5 is coming out. It's the second to the last story in this new arc. And then after this story arc, they're supposed to do, I think, like one more story, then a Mr. Freeze story, then another story, and a Joker story. So they're starting to bring everything together. So be on the lookout for that on FOC. Bug Wars #1, new miniseries about a brutal bug war taking place in someone's backyard. That's interesting. That's really interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Geiger #10. This is the second print. New first appearance of the Glowing Woman. So I'm sure that'll be a big book down the line. And you guys reading that? Geiger?
I read Geiger for a little bit. I liked Junkyard Joe, which was one of the Offspins for a while, which was awesome. But everyone who's been reading Geiger has sung his praises.
Yeah, it's really good. Junkyard Joe, they just had him in the last story arc, I believe, or this story arc. I think.
Cameo or something.
Yeah.
Or he's coming back, whatever.
New Gods #1. This is the new God stuff for DC All In, or whatever you want to call it. So we'll see how this plays out. First appearance of Akala and Olivia Free. So must be kids of, was it Scott?
The
Free?
first issue has been a pretty decent read. Most people liked it. I didn't like the second issue, which came out this week, but that's me.
So what is this? The second printing of the first issue? That's what this is, huh?
Yeah, but I also think it. Well, we'll see or we won't. I think the third issue was on FOC this week too, but
I haven't read it yet. I have to check it out.
I'm not certain.
I love New God stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff. Star Wars High Republic Fear of the Jedi #1. Pass. That's a high pass. Actually, you know what? Sorry. This cover is a high pass. The book isn't a high pass. This cover is I don't even want to see that character anymore. But this series is supposed to be good. First, is she supposed to be in this? What? Or is this just a... Let me see what it says here. Star Wars High Republic Fear of the Jedi. These two characters. Oh, yeah. It is about them. Pass. What's the new Jedi book coming out? Isn't there a new Jedi book coming out where it talks about other Jedis?
The Knights, right below it, right? Jedi Knights?
Yeah. That's it. Jedi Knights. Boom. Right here. Good call. First appearance of Otha Prime, which that looks interesting. I remember that there was like an old school figure for that character that looked like that. I think it was the Royal Guards from the Heir to the Empire stuff. Anyways, first appearance of Otha Prime, Corlys Wrath, Vetna Mooncris, and Syria Longa. I think this is going to be interesting. I'll check this out for sure. Transformers 17. All the Transformers stuff is good. Period. Just read it. It's worth it. Trust me. You don't even have to be a huge Transformers fan to really like it. But if you are, you should be reading this book. Who's winning right now, Dino?
We're down 10 now with 9 minutes left. It's not looking great.
Oh, shit, bro.
We don't have the ball either.
Sadness.
The crowd is out of it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Ultimate Wolverine #2. First appearance of one or more members of the opposition. Did you guys read number 1?
I've heard it's fantastic, and the second print of number 1 is on FOC this week, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be ordering that myself.
Yeah, it looks good too. The second print stuff. Matter of fact, let's go take a look.
Everything gets a second print now.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go.
Third and fourth.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that, here's all the absolute Batman stuff. Third printing, fifth printing of number 1, third printing of number 2, second printing of number 3.
I heard Rogue Savage Land sold out, at least in my area, a lot. I heard what else? A lot of other things sold out. Magic 1's going to second printing. So heard that sold out really well too.
Well,
Yeah.
Rogue and Magic all have really, really great covers, and they also have some big artists doing the covers, like Adam Hughes and J. Scott Campbell.
The Campbell was still there on mine. At my
Lobos.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, Lobos is on there. So there's really no real misses, with covers on those issues. So
Here's all the other printings of Absolute Superman and Wonder Woman.
I had a variant sale with modern variants like this. I saw a crap ton of DC Black Labels, like high ratio, like 1/100s. It was crazy. I passed on all of them.
All right. Amazing Spider-Man 68 Vecchio Torch. That's interesting. I don't know if I like that or I hate it.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it definitely draws you. That's a cool cover. 68. This is a really cool cover right here. It's a badass.
I like that. I was gonna say I like that Aliens versus Avengers cover.
Yeah, that Spider-Man suit's badass with the face hugger.
I think that's Miles Morales.
Is that Miles?
I believe so. That might be a grab just because of the cover, the costume change.
That's dope. I'm surprised they didn't do some kind of a cool variant for that book.
That's Ribic, right? That cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulo Rivera variant. 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, Scotty Young. What's the deal with all the goldfish in the Aquaman covers lately?
Yeah, it's a little silly.
Yeah.
The first Aquaman, it was a decent read, a respectable read. Nothing fantastic, but solid.
Batman 610 facsimile, redoing Hush. That's a cool looking cover. Old school feel to it.
Yeah, people have been singing praises to this Batman and Robin series too.
I would love to own this original art. How great would that original art be? If the original art has the city skyline in it, it makes me want to look.
That's a part. Looks digital almost though.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. Oh, that's a good cover too, right there. The Olivetti one. That is weird. Hold on, let me reset my shit. I don't want that to happen again. Check.
Good.
All right. Yeah, there we go. Olivetti. That's dope. It's got the Robins coming from his cape. That's weird. Actually, I don't like the way Robin looks. I don't like the way Damien. That doesn't look like Damien. Philip Kennedy Johnson. All right. Moving on. That one's actually pretty cool too. Aaron Bartling. Black Lightning. We got 5 pages to go, you guys. We're gonna go through these quickly. There's the Bug Wars stuff. Creep Show. The covers are okay. They're not that great.
Check out the Todd Knock Daredevil cover. I think it looks pretty good.
Take a look. This one right here. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all.
I like it. He did the Hulk one last week too. That I thought was pretty excellent.
I like these DC vampire covers lately. I don't know if the story's any good. But they got some good covers. Kind of have that Marvel Rivals feel to it in a way. Second printing of Deadpool Wolverine. There's that Death of Copra that Jeff Lemire did. All the covers. This Doom Academy stuff looks interesting too. Look at this Lobos cover. I like that.
Is that supposed to be like Strange Academy or something?
Uh-huh. Yep.
So Doom's gonna be teaching the magic now?
Relocated from New Orleans to Latveria, the best magic school in the world just got better. It's the start of the second year of Strange Academy students. Yeah, you can see they're getting older and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, Doom is Sorcerer Supreme. Well, at
Yep.
least they're alluding to that.
Uh-huh. Here's the Ryan Brown.
That's intense.
Yeah. This one's good too. Interesting. What's up with his face? His face looks all weird. Looks like a cat. They just did a 1 in 100 for this one. The lyrics, Lee, Emma Frost. So that's one of the 1 in 100s. It's okay. Nothing exceptional. Feral number 10. That's a cool one. That's a really cool homage right there. Old school horror magazines.
Excuse me, Brian, is that Sarah an open order?
I think so. End of the story arc, Trapped Like Cats. So there you go. Feral number 10. Shout out Trishan. Tony and Tone. Here's the Geiger stuff. Number 11. Number 10, second printing. This cover's really good. Really fucking good.
Skulls.
Yeah. I love how it's a shadow too. Gary Frank's a badass. Green Lantern Corps, number 1. This cover's crazy. Holy cow. Hexiles, number 4. From Mad Cave. I Hate Fairyland. Oh, have you guys been checking out Hulk covers as of late? Hulk covers.
Yes.
Oh my God. They are so fucking good. Nick Klein is Mark Spears.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they've been pretty good. The B&C's, Todd Knock did a iconic variant last week that was pretty good too.
Let me see if
It's from League of Comic Geeks.
Yeah.
It's there.
I just want to see the regular ones. Why am I not? There we
Sure.
go. Why is it not just showing it? There we go. All right. This should be it, right? Am I looking at the wrong week? Wrong week here.
Yeah, Hulk came out the 15th this week. Yeah.
Let me see here. There we go. Yeah. This is what I needed right here. Look at that cover. That's fucking excellent. And then this one, the main cover is excellent.
Yeah. That's good.
Don't drop on the desk. No.
Yeah. Well, last week you were saying was a good one too, Dan?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. This one's
that's
excellent.
I mean, that's badass. And then the knock variant.
Yeah. That's good Todd Knock.
That's knock too. I'm a big Thing homer, so I like that one too.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Magic #1 is coming out. Let's take a look at that. The variant for that. Let's see here. I always do this. Just want to see the variants. There we go. All right, Magic. Some really good Mike Mayhew Nightcrawler. That's a good Superman too. Good Captain Atom. All right. Where's the... What am I looking for again? I can't even remember what I'm looking for. Oh, Magic. There we go. Told you guys.
Are people still on that Wolverine's Revenge right there? Or are people like on the? It's like the Thor one's like $500, and then I saw that one. They had it at my store for like $300. I'm like, I'm good. Like,
yeah, good question. Hold on, Abby. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go let my dog out real quick. Hey, John, can you hear us, brother? Is he still here? Yeah, there he is. All right. So I want John, aka J-Man, to tell his story. So last week he jumped on with us. When did you jump on with us, John? Unmute yourself,
I think
brother.
he's still muted.
Yeah, you're muted. Yep.
I think my certain drama alert that he popped on last week.
Yeah. You're muted, brother. Unmute yourself.
What's up, Alex? What's up, buddy?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think it was. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're way far behind. Come in and come back. So he's got a crazy story. We'll get him to tell in a second here. Dino, take over for a second, real quick, brother. Let everybody know how the game is going. I'm gonna let my dog out real quick.
The game's not going good. We are in shambles right now. Like 5 minutes left. We're down. Time. We just kicked the field goal, but it doesn't look like it's gonna matter. Washington came to play, so that's okay. I'm watching UFC too. I'm not really paying attention though.
How's the FBC thing going, Dina?
Oh, it's going okay. I mean, it's said that Armin got hurt, or they're saying he got a back injury, but I think it's more of a weight cut than a back injury. But who knows? Yeah. So, but no, it's going. I went to a show today. Pulps and other stuff. I went to that, so I went to Pulps and other stuff, and then it was like a paper show, and they had like autographs, and they had pulps, and they had pinups, and all this other stuff. It was more like kind of like adult rated stuff. There were some guys with comics. I bought some books to trade. Nobody really traded, so like I saw Bryan before the show. I think people were trying to, it's after Christmas, the New Year's. I mean, I think people were trying to trade.
Excuse me, Dina, was that in Michigan somewhere?
Yeah, in Michigan. This is like down the road for me. Like
maybe that's where my buddy Lauren was showing off his acquisitions on Facebook.
Probably.
How were the prices on the pulps?
They were like either $5 or like $500. That's how pulps are nowadays. I saw a pretty cool one. It was like a devil. The guy wanted $15. It was like not the devil, but kind of like devil S stuff. And it's just about everybody in pulps are old guys, so they all don't take PayPal or Venmo or anything like that. So I didn't have any cash on me, but I was like, whatever. So
I try to grab any of those pulps that have a lot of like really cool sci-fi covers, or like you said, some devil covers, and of course some really nice, beautiful girls on the cover.
The spicy pulps.
Yeah, and figuring, because sometimes I'm not quite familiar on which really the big one or not, so I just kind of grab them, especially if they're priced right.
So that's what I do.
Then you get home and you look them up, and then you find out sometimes you got a really good one for cheap.
Yeah, I picked this up at a couple months ago. Picked up little Fantastic Adventures.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was 4.5. I mean, it's not terrible. So
yeah.
So.
I got this in the mail today.
Oh, nice.
Mindy Lee, Harley Quinn 39 with the awesome glare on my end. There we go.
I picked up like variants for like $5. They had like a big blowout on variants, like new variants. So I picked up the Stan Sakai Wolverine from back in the day. I paid it for like, I think I paid like $10 for this and like $20 for this one. Who cares? At the end of the day, I don't really care. So. Yeah, I saw a Chamber of Chills 19 at the show. So that was interesting. It was restored 2.5. A lot of color touch. I guess it was like an accordion. I guess whoever had it before folded it up a bunch of times and had a bunch of creases. Oh no, it was a manufacturer printer press problem. It got like caught up in the printer, so it, like folded a bunch of times. Well, the kid didn't like it, so he took marker and like took the whole thing and like colored it all in.
Where was the show at, Dino? I mean,
out in Berkeley. Yeah, out in Berkeley. So it's like 30 minutes away from me.
Hotel, community center.
VFW hall, kind of like a Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
And then there's a Showdown Me that me and Paul's Problems, aka Paul's Problems, are gonna do in September. It's at a expo center. So Fantasticon usually does it in Toledo. They're finally doing one in Michigan. So me and Paul got a table for that. So we'll see how that goes. It's end of September.
Shout out to Paul's Problems.
Yeah, that's right.
I grabbed this one for $15.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So for me, it's like it's like romance books, right? You know, me and Carter talk about me and Mercer now talk about romance books and stuff. It's like it has to grab you. Once it grabs you, it's like, you know, you pay accordingly, right? I mean, $15. That's a great cover for $15.
Well, it's definitely. Well, it had a little tear on it, but I don't know. It's like these are definitely cover buys because you're not really reading what's going on inside because some of the pages are just like if you fucking move them the wrong way, you can be losing a handful of pages. I think you've seen this one before. Yeah, you guys talked about the little aliens trying to inject her type of shit one day. You and Mercer.
So it's like Starling Stories, or it's like girls on them. Like sci-fi and girls, obviously, are there's two big ones. So basically, at the end of the day, that's what I kind of do, you know. So that's what I try to do.
It was kind of funny because back in the 50s, it seems like they were hung up. Well, actually, the 40s and the 50s, they were hung up on constantly bondage and torturing somebody.
Yeah, there's like so much bondage stuff in that area. It's baffling.
Yeah,
some great stuff too, man. I draw a lot of inspiration from old school bondage covers.
Yeah, well, you know, and the thing too is like if you look at my comic shop, like back in the day, like you could buy pulps for like $5, and like you can just see the difference in my comic shop now, where like every pulp's like $200. It's either $5 or $200. It's, you know, it is what it is at this point.
Well, you know what it is. People are getting a little more educated because YouTubers are talking about them now. So, just like if you remember when you guys started talking about Startling Stories, the first Schomburg cover. Now, believe it or not, I wasn't really seeing that book around at all until YouTubers started talking about it. Now you go to a show and you'll see guys have them up for $400 or $500 when you probably could have grabbed it at one time for about $30. Yeah. So what, you know, the more education you're gonna start seeing more people selling now. So
Well, the thing too is that CGC started grading pulps. I mean, that's the bigger thing and the whole synopsis of it all. I mean,
yeah, that too. That too.
it just brought a new market in. You're like, oh, all these $5 pulps I collected back in the day. And like Dennis Barger used to say, pulp guys are just a different kind of breed, but it's okay.
Yeah, but you could tell though, because it's not just old guys now. Now I see guys who are like, in our age category where they're walking around. I had a guy come up to me with that Startling Stories, Schomburg slab. And I've never had anybody come up to me with pulps to sell. And all of a sudden now, I would say within the past 10 shows I've done, I've had at least 4 shows where I've seen either people looking to sell or trade, or I've gone to dealers and I see now they have a little small selection of pulps. So, I'm glad to see it though. I like it,
Brian's kind of running this, but there's on my comic shop right now. There's like a 5.5 graded for like $1,300. Our best offer $1,350.
What is that? The Schomburg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that came to me had a 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was asking, I want to say $700-800 for it, which didn't seem outrageous, but
no. It is a cool cover. It's just, I understand it's his first work and stuff, but it's like, besides that, is it really,
I mean, it is.
What is the first Schomburg?
Startling Stories Volume 2, number 2 from 39.
1939.
I now have something new to hunt because I love Schomburg.
Yeah, it's a cool book. If you can find it in decent condition, you definitely, if you pay the right price, you're definitely gonna make some money because I don't see them.
I just wanted to put on a trophy behind my backdrop. I love it. I met Schomburg in 2016 at East Coast Comic Con.
Right.
He was one of the coolest old dudes from the Golden Age I ever met.
Well, Adam, what was he doing at the show? Like, was he signing books? Was he
was
selling
signing?
anything?
I think he was doing commissions, but he did a panel, which I only have on audio, little pieces of it on audio. And it was one of out of my 30 years of being a convention guy, one of my favorite panels of all time.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you very rarely see anything signed by Schomburg unless it's something that's dated, or he has a book that he released that
may have been around the time of the book.
They were signing like 500 copies of the book, like the author, Schomburg, and a couple other people. And but you don't see his magazines or books often signed by him. So I was wondering, was he signing just anything, or was he just signing the one book that they were putting out?
It may have been just the one book. I don't remember off the top of my head because it's like going back to like 2016. Okay. I just remember the panel. There's
one signed Schomburg on eBay right now at an auction. It's Human Torch 2 from 1940. Supposedly supposed to be a 9.6, but starting at 1750, ends in 4 days.
That's suspect to me for some reason.
It's a raw book?
Yeah, raw book. Yeah, I'll send you here, Brian, if you want to look at it.
Matrix Comics just said a 9.8 Monsters #1 Spears just sold for $1,400.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a Kickstarter.
A 9.8?
It was a Bridezilla foil Kickstarter signed by Spears, and it was authenticated. It wasn't a witness signature. It was authenticated by JSA. So it has like the new label, the
black label,
the little black bar on top.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous book. I threw a really generous bid on it, but I did assume that it was going to go for about $2,000. So, I mean, I think I knew I wasn't going to be in the ballpark with my bid, but I think I threw somewhere in the ballpark of $800 or $900 on it. But with 20 seconds left, it went from $900 to $1,400 right away.
I don't even think I have this book.
It's come up a few times already.
I should have it. My Kickstarter was for everything, so I should have this book.
Well, no, that's not the new Kickstarter. That's
the old Kickstarter.
That's the first. Yeah, that's his first.
Yeah. I should have that. Maybe I don't have the foil.
I definitely want that one, but I'm not. Every time it comes up, it's like I'm in the middle of 20 different things. I can't.
I wonder at the end of the day, like, what are these going to be worth in like a couple of years? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to be $400 variants? You know, I don't know.
I think there's going to be a select out of the abundance of all the different covers. Like the Bridezilla, I think is going to hold somewhat. I'm not saying it's going to be a $1,400 book 3 years from now, but I think because it's so popular and I think it's going to be in that ballpark. But you got to remember that first of all, the Kickstarters, there's literally less than 50 of them that exist. And maybe even less with that foil, because the foil was not the basic Kickstarter issue. The one that Bryan has on the screen right now is the basic one that has the actual, it's like a non-foil, but the foil one, I think those are way more limited than the basic Kickstarter. So it could be, less than 25 of those foil ones. So I'm guessing if he's still, doing interesting stories, it's definitely going to have some legs, Yeah. I mean, look at the variants that we talk about now that are from like 15 years ago. And you see like some of these variants in a 9.8, going for $4 or $5 grand. I mean, and then when you look at it, you kind of wonder like why. But a lot of it has to do with just like you guys call it a ghost book. You just don't ever see them. These books you see them because it's still new right now. But in 3-4 years, do you think people are gonna, the diehard fans, do you think they're gonna be selling them?
I don't know.
That's gonna be the thing.
Not when there's 50. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, if there are still passionate fans, they're not going to be, dumping these books. At some point, eventually, most of these books are going to get in diehard collectors' hands, and you just see less and less of them.
They will stay there. Yes.
I don't see where that book is. I don't see where that book is. I don't even see that on here. That book.
Foil.
That foil.
Yeah. Well, if you kind of like listen to the way he talks about the new Kickstarter he's doing, you know how he says he's got the basic Kickstarter, and then he has these special deals, like these special issues where he says, I'm only going to print out how many people claim. I'm thinking that foil Bridezilla was something like that. Meaning he did, once the basic one sold out, I think he did the foil, and then the foil was probably limited to however many people ordered. Where the basic one was probably limited to maybe 200 or something, or 100,
Yeah, and like you said, it's like if one person ordered it, it's only 1 on 1, right? Or 2 or 10.
Yeah, but I've already seen like 4 for sale since September. So I don't think it's like, that low. It's probably, if I had to take a wild guess, less than 25.
I don't even see it on here. Artist Proof 101. That's the only one I see.
Well, wouldn't Mark have that one?
That's what I'm saying. I don't see that foil version on here. Unless they were all foil version and I just don't remember that.
No, they weren't oil.
No.
Because the one that you're showing right now on your screen is not the foil. It's like it's a high gloss version. And then the one that's sold today, the slab, is a foil version.
Yeah.
It's completely two different ones, yeah. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where did this come from?
Attractive.
I don't even know where this came from.
He's the guy to ask. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still, as much as of his stuff that I have, I'm still kind of learning. So.
Anyways, that's me being stoned. I'm gonna run back down and check on my dog again real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, good for him. I know he's making a ton of money and he's selling a bunch of stuff, but it'll be interesting after this whole set what his next project is, and in some ways a one-hit wonder, or
Well, it sounds like he's sticking to. I mean, most of his stuff that he's already done is all horror, and it's all those monster-related stuff. He's got the Monster and the Wolf 3-issue series coming out, and that's supposed to be a prequel to Monsters. So, with all of the stuff he has out already, he could probably do a few prequels of all the different monsters.
The foil was a test print.
It was a test print. Does it allude to how many at all?
No, it just says a test print. The back is all black with no ads.
Okay, all right.
Test print.
Well, maybe I should have bid higher. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I like it a lot. I have the one that came out, like the basic retail one, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I would love to have that Kickstarter version. I have some of his Kickstarters, but
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, it's when they do go up. There was a guy who put up, I think, around 15 Kickstarters, and I was scrambling to buy as many as I could, and all 15 of them sold in less than 20 minutes. I didn't, I was trying to make some deals with him because he had a best offer on all of them. That's what killed me. I think I was only able to grab 3, but I was trying to do best offers because some of his prices were a little weird. So I'm like, let me see if I can get some best offers going, and before I can even hear back from him. And he even apologized too. He was like, "Dude, I didn't know that was going to happen that fast."
Bryan, it was a test print. That's why you don't see it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. No number, but no number printed. How many did he print? Test print, but
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go be depressed and the Lions just lost. So.
Sounds good, brother. Actually, hold on. Stick around for a second, Dino.
Okay.
John, can you hear us?
Don't just go off and be depressed. That's just an awful way to.
Hey, John, can you hear us? Okay, everything sounds okay now.
I think yes.
Okay, all right. So, Dino, you got to hear the story. So, when did you jump on with us, John? Last time?
I think it was last Wednesday at the end of the show.
Okay, so John jumped on. Mickey was on with us.
I'm so bad about dates. Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about it.
I think it was the Saturday show. It was the Saturday night show.
Yeah,
and I jumped on, and literally, like, I was like, I've been watching you guys for a year, and like I made a comment in the comment section. Maybe it's synchronicity, but the link popped up to jump in, and I did.
And Mickey,
it was the night before an individual came to look at the collection that had been passed down to me from my family.
Okay. Hold on one second here. So I just want to make sure that we're on timing wise. Everything's sounding like it's coming through right now, right?
I think so.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you jumped on. We had Mickey on with us talking about the diamond thing, and you jumped on, and the show had been long already, and I wish I wouldn't have ended it right there, because in the backstage you told us a story, and I'm just gonna wrap it up real quickly for you, and then we'll get into some more cool parts about it, about how your father-in-law left a collection that you're currently trying to get CGC to pedigree for you. And
it's clearly the worst pedigree ever. Like asking, and anybody like fandom that's looking at me like yes, you can laugh at me. Like I recognize that it's a joke. Like Funny Animals 3 in a 4.5. Like
those Funny Animal comics are early Frazetta, so
that's why it's not a joke in the end.
Yes. So his father-in-law had a huge comic collection. How long do you think he was collecting for?
He was 3 years old, and Christmas morning, 1942, his mother and father bought him a stack of comics, and they put it on and that's where he got it. And from 1942, he was very young. I mean, very young. Like little kid. Little kid. Like, ain't collecting. Like, parents got him these books. This is the American story of an American child fucking learning comics.
How many books total?
And so he's 3 years old. He gets a stack of like 10, 12 comics. And yeah, you can look at them, and if you're going to grade them, they're trashed. They're like a 2.5, 2.0 at best. Okay. And how many things do you have from when you were 3 years old that you even took care of, even resembling good?
Yeah.
Like, I am shocked that there are, are these books that have stuck around.
So, basically, what happened is he went to go sell them. The guy ended up kind of screwing him over and taking a couple books, and he went and grabbed them again and just put them away for a long time. How many books in total do you have, John?
So when he took him to the comic book shop in the late 70s, and 2 or 3 were stolen, and 10 to 15 were sold legitimately on consignment. And of those collection, there's about 1,300 Golden Age in that collection. And the collection links into my uncle. Like, who'd have thought this, Brian? There's no way you would have. There's no way you would have conceded.
Well, the crazy part that he's trying to explain to you guys is that he did a deep dive on this collection because his father-in-law would he initial them? Is that what he would do? He would initial all the books?
No, absolutely not. Like these are the markings from the distributor. Like there's like the SW, the KC. Like there are I think 20 to 40 books where the family like wrote the name on the books. And so like those names are on there. And so we can like, when you go into like the Excel spreadsheet, you can like cut it. Like, okay, let's go, these markings on this date, and you can see where they are. These markings on this date, but the family passed them on. Once he got so mad they were stolen, he just didn't do anything with them. He was like, I am so done with this. I'm so angry that these fuckers, I came home from war. Like, I'm not even gonna say, like, he is a fucking hero. He's decorated.
So
I'm not gonna talk about what this fucker did, but like the fact that I get to hold on, and the fact that these fuckers spit in his face at the same time they stole his books kind of pisses me off. And at the same time, like, it's life. This shit happens.
Yeah.
So
the crazy part about this is you have Steve Borok. You reach out to Steve Borok. Steve Borok comes out to your house. What ended up happening with you and Steve Borok and him looking at the books?
Like, I kind of like the bum knee collection.
Yeah.
I told you about him. Like when he went to, and Steve did come out to look at the collection. He left a couple days ago. 3 days in, he was a day and a half, like 18 hours in, digging into the books, like GPA. This is what they're worth. This is how we're going to spread them out. Goes here. This goes there. And I was really grateful to Steve to come out. Like, holy shit, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
So
I
what
really
did he
don't
say?
know what I'm doing. And I reached out to Steve based on some of the interviews that were done by Bryan and Swag and just basic research. And I talked to Chuck Rosansky, and he told me, he's like, dude, if you have something of value, watch out. Everybody has elbows. Watch the fuck out, because everybody's coming after you. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, okay, like, is there anybody I can trust? And he gave me a couple names, And so it was like, maybe I gotta slow roll this, because I emailed Swag, and I was like, I think when I talked to Rick at Heritage, he said, it's like, John, man, I got like 4 to 5 collections just like this every week coming in. I was like, oh shit, mine's not that special. Damn. And at the same time, I also realized after talking to him, I was like, holy shit, this actually is special. And I emailed Swag, and I was like, Swag, I think like there are 3 to 4 really special collections and people that would love to get into this industry, and the first thing they get is screwed because they don't have the knowledge. But like the first thing that happens is like people come in and like take, because you don't know what's going on. And so like, yes, this is not a pedigree collection. It's not.
So they're not going to give you a pedigree. There's no chance they're going to give you a pedigree. No.
Like the first thing I said was like, it's like they didn't collect the right things. It's clearly a golden age that's going to get graded out at like a 4.5 to a 5.5. However, there are probably there are 100 comics that are going to get listed as top of census. Like I can submit them right now to CGC. 100 comics will get listed at top of census. Okay, yes, they're comedy, and
okay, so the bottom line is what we're talking about here, you guys, is he found this collection and he did his research on it. He's hoping to get a pedigree out of it. He had Steve Borak come out to the house. What did Steve say, John?
Steve went through the collection and said, as we went through it, yes, and you're off. Okay, so yes, you are correct in this grading and this assessment of the value, and you're off in this. And if I graded something an 8, he looked at it and was like, dude, that's a 6.
So okay. What is he suggesting you do with it now?
Well, I mean, like, because we're still like in the process of that, I'm not totally comfortable like expanding upon more on that. So
are you going to try and get a pedigree out of it?
Steve, when he came out, like it's clear, like I know what the value of these like the first thing people do when they inherit books is ask somebody to take them off their hands because they know they have value. And if you're going to spend time in them, you simply like list the books. This is what there are. Like, and you start to grade them. I swear to God, like guys, like I sent swag and I was like, look, I swear we are losing like 3 to 5 of the most valuable people who will, I swear I'm losing everybody because nobody's in this, but there are like 2 to 3 people every week inheriting massive collections. And they're getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, for sure.
And as soon as they get taken advantage of, they leave because they're pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
And this is where I swear there's an advantage here. I swear there is a niche where we can go in and say, fuck you guys. We're going to go in and actually help you guys. And we're going to say, no, we're actually not going to pull your grails. We're going to tell you to keep your grails. We're going to come in and mine their shit, and we're actually going to tell you, you know what, fuck you. You know what, we're going to sell your fucking weef. We're going to like all this like Lone Ranger, Gene Autry. That's the shit we're going to sell so you can keep your grails. So and then you're going to be in the fucking like, you're going to be one of us. You're going to start buying stuff.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you've done, which is very interesting, which I love the story. I can't wait to hear more about it once you figure out what you're going to do with it, because, we told you that we think that swag, if the story ends up panning out, you end up getting a pedigree out of it. There's some really good tales to tell about it. So I really hope that happens.
I think it's not. I think that's so clear. This is the joke pedigree. This is what everybody looks at.
Yeah, like, but if it's got recognizable marks on it, and you can say that all these books came from this one collection.
And Bryan, that's what everybody looks at me and tells me you're an idiot. Like everybody in the industry is like, you should never spend time on this. And this is why I agree with you, and I appreciate what you're saying about the marks. I like maybe.
Hopefully it happens, dude. I hope it happens for you, bro. And we're gonna continue to keep you, you keep us updated and all that stuff throughout the next couple of weeks and what you find out. And I appreciate you jumping up on here with us. So,
well, I talked to Matt Nelson about this in the past about pedigrees in general, and it's funny because it is subjective. Pedigrees are very subjective at the end of the day. And like the Promise collection, right? It's a good story. The books were like Jay was saying, is the right books, regardless of what you think right books are, and they're all in high grade. And that's what attributes to stuff. I think at some point there's a valuation that CGC will never admit to. They has to hit for pedigrees, obviously. For a really great pedigree, obviously. But it is subjective because it's like you could have, somebody could collect 100,000 million $1 books, right? And they're all high grade 9/8, but nobody's going to care about that, right?
No.
It could be. Yeah.
Well, and what you can also do, the other thing that you can, John, the other thing you can do is you can get a, can't they create like, it's something other than a pedigree. It's like from the collection of. Yeah, from the collection. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And they've, and this is actually why I'm talking to you, Brian. They said, Rick, sorry, I shouldn't say names. Both major auction houses mentioned they would be willing to give a named collection.
There you go.
We got close.
Yeah. That's a good thing. That's cool.
And we got into giving the books, and that kind of backed away a little bit.
Oh, you don't want to sell them at this point?
Oh, no, it didn't. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like they weren't quite as willing. It didn't seem like the name collection wasn't going to actually materialize.
Oh, wow. They told you they would do it, and then they said they didn't want to do it. Wow.
It's a salesmanship. No, they didn't say they would. Let's be very clear. Like, we might. I think we can. This looks like it might happen. Like, I would, yeah. Like,
well, there you go, man.
And then it turns out that I can sell this a lot easier without working to get it named.
Correct.
Like, it's just business.
I think the other thing too is the Promise collection is a good story relating to your story. So it's like they graded all their books. So they took all the books from that addict, right? And they sent 500,000, whatever the hell the number was, sent it right to CGC, right? Then they did Heritage, took those books, made a Promise collection, they got a pedigree, all that stuff. And then those books went to Heritage all in one big lot. So it's like traceable, right? So it's not like, the problem with your story is like you have 100 great books, right? 100 great books. But the problem is trying to verify those books in a raw condition. Theoretically, the rest of those books that come from that collection is going to be a tough tracing kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially with some have marks, some don't. Some,
I like honestly, like I have Ken Burns' like phone on my dial. Like this is the next person to call because like none of this shit works if you're not.
I don't think it's going to be that crazy though, John. Like I don't think Ken Burns is going to do a documentary on it, man.
Not because the collection is that great, but because the collection traces an American boy.
That's the cool part. Yes, you're right.
I mean, like, I'm not yeah, I think the collection's not that great. Like, let's be very clear. Nobody's going to call Ken Burns and been like, oh, like Superman, this on this collection. However, I can call Ken Burns and been like, man, like, these are direct from his mother and child, 1942. They have not been fucked with ever. And you can watch what this young American boy collected and wanted to collect. And damn, is he collecting one of the most and only American art forms that exist? Yeah, Ken Burns, this is a fucking like cool story.
Yeah.
And yet, like, okay, like it's a, it's a 4-color 27 that's in a 2.5. Who cares? Who cares? It's fucking Mickey Mouse, like mystery story. And if that's his book on that day, and I can show that like that book has that. I swear to God, like some of my favorite books are the ones that has the twine pulled into it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like ripped in. I'm obviously crazy and thinking, and Ken Burns would look at that book and be like, oh, well.
Well, I think what's cool about this is you found, especially with Mickey, you found somebody that can keep an eye on this, and you're gonna continue to update us with the story, and we'll see how it plays out, brother. I think it's gonna be very interesting going down the road, but we're gonna jump into drama report. So I'm gonna let you go, but I want you to continue to keep us updated on this, brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right, later, brother.
Later, bro.
All right, I want to get in. John's stuff
Jesus,
was so cool.
That was interesting shit.
yeah. He's got a really cool thing that I think people find in their families, right? And they get these collections, and it causes him to go look back at the history of his family, and that's a really big deal. And he told us some things backstage the other night of him like being able to find books that he sold and do research on them, and people having the exact same books from that collection. So I hope that all plays out for him.
Well, Bryan, he was talking about books of the 1940s and 1950s, and I don't think you're going to get people to accurately and fairly appraise them without paying them money, unfortunately. I mean, would you agree?
100%. And it's a very big deal for him, man. And I hope that he figures out a way to not only get it appraised correctly, maybe even sell it if that's what he wants to do with it, but more importantly, document it in some type of, mini documentary that he can do, because I know he's a historian and stuff. So I think that's really good stuff. But all right, we're going to get into drama alert. So we got some stuff to talk about. Let's get into it.
I got you, McClay. I hope this makes your coming with drama, because these dudes, goofy ass dudes.
Into the into the into the
but let's get down to business.
All right, there is all kinds of stuff to talk about for Drama Alert tonight, so we're going to be all over the place. But I want to start off with something that's really crazy that I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk to the viewers about. I want to know their opinions on something like this. You guys know who Comic Capsule is? You guys all follow Comic Capsule? Yeah. You guys can unmute yourselves if you want. No. You guys don't. Okay, so Comic Capsule is a new thing that works really well to protect your books, supposedly, and more importantly, I think what I really like about them is that they're easy ways to hang books on the wall. I like them the way that they're set up. I've been trying to get a hold of, at some point, one of the owners to come and talk to us, but they're going through some shit right now, which is very interesting. Here's what their stuff looks like. You can see. Let me go ahead and show you. Hold on here. Let me show you some more things about the way that their product looks, and they're really cool. They have little wall mounting hooks and everything. But they're going through some issues. They posted this the other day. Dear Comic Capsule family, protecting your comics has always been and will always be our top priority. As collectors ourselves, we understand how much your collection means to you, and we are fully committed to ensuring its safety. We want to address a recent issue with full transparency. We have received reports that some comics stored raw in the comic capsule have left imprints on the interior back of the comic capsule. In our current finding, we have determined that the back of the comic capsule, which is made of softer polypropylene plastic, is building a thin layer on the plastic itself. We have no reason to believe this impacts the comics themselves. The team is thoroughly analyzing all available data to determine why this is happening, and if we need to make a design to change to our product to provide the best possible protection for your comics and ease of mind. While we are confident these imprints they're calling them imprints at this point, do not impact the comics themselves, we recommend using a bag inside the capsule for added protection for the time being. So when you guys hear that, I don't know about you, but me, I think when imprints, I think it's pushing on the comic and leaving maybe like dents in the comic. Is that the way you guys take it? Yeah. So anyways, I kind of think to myself, this could be an easy fix. They change the tooling or whatever. It says that to support you during this time, we are offering free OPP bags to anyone who needs them. Please email us at comiccapsule.com with the following details. So they're giving them bags, which is crazy. I mean, it sounds like a pain in the ass to send somebody 1 or 2 bags, right? So then they come out with this.
The engineer here with the Comic Capsule team. I'm putting out this video to let you guys be aware of a situation that we ran into. Recently, we got some reports of film on the capsule. And we're like, what? And so we grabbed a bunch of old capsules and found that it is indeed true that on some older capsules, the backs of the capsules, okay, which are made of a softer compliant plastic for the flap, are starting to build up a film. You'll notice that this is a brand new one. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but maybe check yours. On this one, this is an older one, and it's kind of like a weird film that's building up on the capsule, and it's really kind of hard to remove. You have to use like a isopropyl alcohol or a mild dish soap or window cleaner, and you can see that when that is done, this film will come off here. Hopefully you can see that. And so our concern...
I don't know if you guys saw that. That also kind of has me worried. Like, why is the film happening? I see people saying it's a chemical reaction with the human touching the bag, maybe the oil. But then if you have to hit it with alcohol or a light dish soap to take it off, does that mean it's coming back? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, man. Yeah, that does suck. That really sucks.
And they're not really cheap, right? Aren't they like $20 a piece or something, or 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you bought like a dozen or two,
That's
weird, it's not really out of the realm of possibility to think that a plastic holder is putting some remnants on your book. I mean,
yeah. If there's some type of film that's growing on there, I want to know, is that like mold? Is that what's causing that? And obviously, if they're telling you to make sure to put your bag, your comics bagged and boarded, they're worried about it. Let's continue here.
And so our concern is, well, does this do anything to a raw comic in the capsule? We have received no reports that it does, but I mean, as comic collectors ourselves, it's like, well, let's be cautious here and let's put this stuff in a bag for now until we know more. So what we're trying to say to you now is, if you have comic capsules with raw comics, we would advise you guys to go ahead and put them in bags into the capsule. I know it's kind of conflicts with our philosophy here about comic protection, but yeah, we're just trying to be safe and cautionary, upfront, and forthright with you guys. So at this time, if you have placed any orders in the past, you should be getting an email from our customer support team inviting you to request a complimentary set of bags. And in the meantime, we're doing mechanical tests on this, some duty cycle tests, some heat tests, and we have our material scientist and our supply chain looking into this right now to answer the question is, what is this? What's the impact? Is it going to do anything to the comic? What is the long-term implication here? So we will have answers on all this very soon. I just don't have it right now. So in the meantime, please look for the email from our customer support and get your bags. All right. And we all want to say thank you very much for your patience in this matter. And we'll solve it as soon as possible and communicate updates to you guys as we go down this journey. So anyways, have a great day. Thank you very much.
They sound like they're worried. John, I just muted your stuff because it's getting some feedback. So just unmute whenever you want to say something. So I don't know what to say on this one, man. They look like they're a little worried here.
Do any of us use this?
I don't have any. That's what I'm saying. I got one from Mark Spears' Kickstarter. He had thrown one in there, but I haven't used it yet. So I should probably go find it and see, even though I haven't, put a comic in there, I should see if there's some type of issue with it, if it's already growing film on there, you know what I mean? Because
maybe throw a cheap book in there.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
Don't do it anything expensive.
Yeah, test it. He does sound a little scared, and rightfully so. He could be, having a major problem with his product that he, created a business around. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of got me worried about what's going to happen, because they're a cool product. They're definitely a cool product. And he said old boards and old stuff. So that being said, I don't know if that means that the newer stuff that they're putting out is having that problem. I'm going to see if they've updated.
I mean, you said sounds like pressure. I mean, I think we've all, well, maybe we haven't all, but if you've ever opened a short box from like 10, 15 years ago, perhaps you guys aren't as old as me, but how stuff sticks together and can potentially leave film on your books.
Yep.
It sounds like that. So
yeah.
But.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that this is going to be an issue. As JSS Brooklyn says, the easy answer, pass. It's terrible to say. I have 2 that were gifts, but forget it. I wish them success, but why risk it? Yep. Man, that's going to be a major problem. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Well, what really sucks is whatever money he made already on the first wave of sales, once they figure out what the problem is, they're going to have to replace all of the ones they sold, which means whatever he made the first time, he's going to lose.
Yep. Sorry about that, Adam. I had you muted, man.
Yeah, not a problem. Is that better now?
Yeah, you sound good now. All right. We'll see how that plays out for them. They don't have any new updates that I can see on anything. So keep an eye on them.
Hi, Eric.
If you guys have any of those and you like them, because that's kind of a bummer, to say the least. And you're going to have to deal with that now. All right. Continuing, we need to talk about freaking Pokemon. Have you guys been seeing the craziness what's happening with Pokemon lately?
Nope. Seen yes. Costco raids. It looks like the old
riots in Costco.
Yes.
Black Friday every week over there.
Yeah, look at this for Pokemon. So we were going to talk about.
Can you fuck off and show decency? I'm sorry.
I know.
But
this guy gets.
You can't. So.
Where's this Pokemon to the death?
Ooh, he got elbowed right in the face, and he still won't let the guy go. Yeah, this is total Pokemon to the death.
This is like human enter woman leave for Pikachu, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Costco's can solve that problem by limiting it to 1 per person instead of 10. It's ridiculous to have a pallet with, 50 Pokemon boxes and then say, 200 people waiting outside and each person can get 10, which means the first 5 inside are going to wipe it out.
Costco is so goddamn crazy, though. It's just like it's always so busy, and it's just like, can we show decency? But I guess we need more employees by the Pokemon cards. Yeah.
If this was
Continue,
me,
sorry.
If this was me and this guy was hanging on to me like that, I would drop the boxes. I'd be like, "Here you go, bud. I don't need these stupid boxes." You know what I mean? I don't need them. Period. It's bullshit, you know? So it's kind of shitty, you know, but
I've been to some stores where they don't even put out the trading card boxes anymore on the like the blaster boxes. They don't even put them out on the shelves. They keep them behind the registers and you have to request them. So, I mean, there's certain things they're going to have to do to avoid this by either limiting one per person or keeping them someplace where you actually have to ask for one at the register and something. This way there's not fights and all this other bullshit.
yeah. Yeah, this is crap. Listen to this.
Hey, Clever, stop! Let go! He's been here since 7 in the morning! Get the fuck off me, dog! Get off me! Get off me!
That's why you made it too easy.
Call PD! Call PD, man!
Crazy.
Hey, chill!
No, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a Costco problem. I mean, this could happen over like a limited edition beer. I mean, if people were that enthusiastic about it. So I don't know. People need to be decent to each other, and we need more Costco security, I guess. But continue. That's my opinion.
Well, look how much. I don't know if these are the ones that are selling for this much, but look how much these things are selling for. Are these them? Probably not, right?
No, that's a different one. There's another video on YouTube showing guys fighting over those as well.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Can we just start a Pokemon Fight League?
What are these called?
Well,
Pokemon Prismatic Evolutions.
I mean, listen, anytime you put a value that big on something that probably costs, I don't know, what do they retail for at the store? $19.99? Even if it's $49.99, if you're making $200-300 on it, of course you're gonna have a mob of idiots trying to fight over them.
Yeah, look at this. Security concerns over Pokemon TCG Prismatic Evolutions prove valid as fights break out in stores over the new set. Wow. What a bunch
somebody's
of
saying in the chat they retail for 60 and sell for 100. I'm assuming that's the smaller one or the Costco one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let me see
I mean,
here.
and if they're allowing you to buy 10 of them, you know, you're making some money if you're willing to wait for it, you know, especially if you're in the front of the line.
Where's the video? Yeah, the same video we just saw. Yeah.
Well, there's another one with the smaller boxes.
Oh, here we go.
The guy's like, he's filming the shelf just after he stocked the shelf, and he's actually telling them to wait. And then the minute he says, "Okay, take them," there's like a big brawl over the shelf. So
This one says, "Got to appreciate Target handling with Prismatic Evolutions launch. Line up at the door, and we let people in. One of each item is what they're able to buy. So good. Some stores, like you said, Dan, it sounds like it's a Costco thing at this point. Was the other one a Costco one, John?
I want to say, I think the other one might have been Target. Because, and like I said, the guy was just placing them in the shelf and he asked everyone to wait, and it looked like he was stocking it. And I think he might have told them in advance if there's any attacks while he's trying to stock the shelf, he's just going to, you know, get everybody kicked out. But the same thing happened. The minute he backed up and he allowed them to go, forget about it. It was like guys were grabbing 5, 6, 7 of them, as many as they can grab.
Yeah. Thousands of shoppers were spotted lining up outside Kmart stores at midnight. What? Are Kmart still around? This is in UK, it looks like.
There's a I think wow, Kmart.
Thousands of people are flooding Target and Walmart. Yep. At opening.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like I said, if you search like Target plus the Pokemon drop or release, you'll probably find the video that I'm talking about. It's crazy. But again, if whatever it is that these guys can make money on, you're gonna find this with any product. You know, like look at the Walmart packs. When the Walmart packs were out there, did you really find any when you went there? I was hearing from the employees that the minute they stocked the Walmart packs for the comics, there were people waiting and grabbing them all up. So.
Sorry, I didn't see you guys backstage. I apologize. It looks like J-Man jumped back in too.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
I wasn't going to jump on, but since you started talking about Pokemon, I figure I'll jump in because I actually work in a hobby store, so deal with this kind of stuff all the time and see this kind of stuff all the time. And this set is definitely one of the most anticipated sets they had in a long time.
Why?
Well, EV sets have always been popular, but in the last like 6 to 8 months, Pokemon became huge again, just like pandemic time. Like we have like our store in New York is probably one of the biggest inventory stores of like across like a lot of Pokemon products, and like people buying anything we have, like even stuff that nobody wants, like they buying everything, all like packs and collections jumped up at least 2 to 3 times its value, and we're running out, and we don't buy collections from people. Like we buy individual cards, but we don't buy sealed product because there's a lot of issues with resealing. So, but our allocations are very large, so we have a lot of inventory still from like 2-3 years ago, or at least we had. People buying everything, they cleaning us out fully of anything that we can possibly get. And the main resurgence for Pokemon started with 151, which came out I think like 2 years ago, one of the better extra sets, because they have one extra set comes out every year, and then every 3 months comes out the regular set. So the Pokemon craze right now is so bad, there's no product online. People buying any old packs, as an old mean like a year old or even half a year old, that they can get on for almost double its price. And the next set coming out like in a month, and the pre-sale for basic set, which is normally a retail, it's like about 140 plus. We sell it for 120 in the store. It's selling for 210 to 115 pre-sale right now online. People pre-buying it for that much. And the set didn't come out, and it's a regular set. There's no EVs, nothing. It's just a regular set. People just want to be able to get product.
Wow.
That's how crazy it is right now.
Do you think that there's a reason behind it? I mean,
yes. So there's a huge shortage of that. Apparently, Korea had been behind on Pokemon products for a long time. So they're actually starting to catch up now, and almost all resources by Pokemon was towards them. If you look it up, actually, they think they got like 5 or 6 or 7 sets in the last like months or two. And like they printing a lot for Korea to catch up to us, because like in Japan and what's called in oh my god, Japan and China, they all have their own printing, but Korea gets American back printing, like in the back how it says Pokemon, our logo, but in their language. So they've been using all our factories to print their stuff, and because of that, they slowed down the American printing. The last set that came out about a month ago is called Surging Sparks. It's actually one of the good sets they released, but there was so little of it printed from the start. It started at retail, but that didn't last like even a weekend. It started going up and up and up, and right now $50 ETB is going for like almost like $100 and something. And the Pokemon Center stuff, that's like the most expensive stuff. That usually takes 3 to 5 years to get very expensive. Like the Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETB is like close to $500 now, and it's a $60 item. That's how crazy it is right now. Yes.
Wow.
Pokemon is insane right now. And it's only going to get worse, because whatever they printed, even though they put a lot of resources to print the set, it's not going to meet close to demand of what people want to get from the set. And like until the next wave hits of it, which we don't know when that's going to happen, I think every month they're going to come out with additional product, and there's like 3 more that they're coming out, and maybe additional wave from the previous products that for the set. But we don't know when it's coming, and the price is just going to keep jumping higher and higher and higher and higher. Yep.
This is crazy.
It is very crazy. And I don't know if you noticed also, PSA just announced just in time for the release of this Friday's new set, they're increasing their prices for grading.
Yep.
Just in time.
Yeah.
So it is very crazy. I actually send you a few videos on the IG if you want to take a look. So most places, they do have craziness in like Targets and stuff and Walmarts, but it's this set, what they actually fighting for is not the newest Pokemon set. It's a reprint of 151.
I know. I was just looking at that. Yeah, right
that's
here.
we're gonna get that in a month or so. We're gonna get it here. This is outside of the United States. That's what they're fighting for. But yeah, it is crazy. But some what's the name? Costco's figure it out. Like I send you a video. They have shopping carts preloaded of how much you can get max. And as soon as you walk in, you scan your card, you get a shopping cart, and you just walk out. There's no fighting. There's nobody taking anything more than they can get. Like, and they have a bunch of videos like that. So if you go to your IG, you can take a look.
Bam, scan.
Yep.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh! See? No fighting. Knocking anything down. They just figured it out.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of videos like that in different Costco's doing that stuff.
So what are these? Are the evolution sets, or these are the 151?
No. So this is 151 that came out 2 years ago, but this is a brand new collection. They reprinted it. This is their like second print of the set, but as a new collection. And we're getting it, I think, like next month or so.
This is in Jacksonville, Florida. Wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna be getting it like sometime soon.
What's this one? This is
as a hobby stores, not as a like big stores. Big stores got it before us. So this is somebody shared in the Discord, not your Discord, but a different one. This is how people are buying, like bots buying this from like online, I guess, purchases. It doesn't show which store they're buying this from. It could be Pokemon Center or whatever, but look how many they're buying at a time.
100 at a time.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's for this set right here?
No, this is not it. This is not Prismatic. This is 151. So 151 is what made the resurgence back into Pokemon for most people because it's the original 151 Pokemon. But this new set that came out this Friday is called Prismatic Evolutions. The reason why it's so popular is because EVs, besides like Charizard and Pikachu and a few like other like Mewtwo popular Pokemon, EV Evolutions is like the most popular thing that people collect. The only previous set to that was more very popular. It's called Evolving Skies. It came out like 2 or 3 years ago. Those boxes are extremely expensive. Those packs, even though they're like 3 or 4 years old, they're like about $20 a pack right now, which normally would be at this time about $6 to $7 for most sets. So,
look at this even on TMZ and shit.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is the coffee mug. I remember
yeah, that's
that one.
for the coffee mugs. Yeah, Jesus, man, people are crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, they don't care.
That's exactly what I was telling you. The minute you put an additional value on something in the secondary market, that you get all these idiots go out there and they want to start fighting people over it.
Yeah, let's throw hands over collectibles.
This right here also what started for this craziness for the set. I send you to an AG, Bryan. So the best card to get is what's called Umbrian Prismatic. I don't know the rarity on it. So this is what supposedly what it sold for. I don't know if it actually got paid, but right now people are selling it not nearly what people asking for in this auction that ended on the 12th.
What the fuck is that number?
Yeah.
What? What is that? Please explain it to me.
What's the number?
Yes, that's not what it sells for now.
$18,869.
Yeah,
holy
that's crazy.
shit! Big pimpin'.
Yes. So what it sells for now is about $1,500, but about 2 days ago, people were asking about $3,000 to $4,000 for it, raw, not graded. But that sale was just crazy. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it shows like it got paid for, but I don't know. It could be just like market manipulation. But yeah, that made a lot of people start going to all these stores and try to get as much as they can out of this.
What are these?
I'd rather have that Mark Spears monster sign foil.
100%. Yeah.
All right, let's take.
But yeah, we're gonna have a big shortage of Pokemon for a while because it's gonna take him a while to catch up to all the reprints from all the previous few sets that they printed because people are completely out of product. Plus this set and the upcoming set, I think the next set that's coming out is going to be extremely, extremely short printing, even though it's going to be a regular set. That's why people prepaying $200 whatever dollars plus on it, because there will not be enough of it. It's going to take him a few months to catch up, maybe like 3-4 months.
These are called evolutions, right?
This one's called Prismatic Evolutions because there's been many evolutions. Evolutions was a set that came out a while back.
Igor, do you guys deal with that other product called One Touch?
One Piece, yes, it's one of our best selling products in the store.
Yeah, because I see it gets a huge following, like Pokemon.
Well, One Piece is probably one of the best animes currently in the new, current generation, and the game was really well designed, and they were very smart. They made really cool promos for bigger events, and those promos and chases are selling for thousands of dollars. So that there has a lot of people playing to enjoy the game, and a lot of people who do it strictly for money aspect of it.
$285, $250.
Yep. And this is take a look. This is, I think, Pokemon Center ATB, by the way, not regular ATB. Regular ATB is about 100 right now to 120 on average. They were pre-selling even for our store for about 150 to 170, last week. But the Pokemon Center, the one is a $60 ATB versus the regular retail ATB, which is $50. They are pre-selling for 250 plus.
Why are they selling for so much?
Because Pokemon Center ATB comes with additional stuff that's regular ATBs don't, and they're much less printed. They don't get a reprint. So they print them, I think, as far as I know, it doesn't quote me this, 100%. They get printed once, but they ship them in waves. So there's a lot less of them printed, and they get additional stuff inside them that regular ATBs don't.
What's ETB? Trainer box? Elite trainer box?
Yes, that's what it's called for. So Pokemon Center before had an additional pack than versus the regular ATB. Then they start putting a stamp on the promo. So that promo has a stamp saying Pokemon Center. So overall, it's worth more just because of that stamp on that promo versus the one we get. It has the same promo, but there's no stamp on it.
Yeah, there's
and I think they do. Yeah, but theirs will have a stamp saying Pokemon Center on it in the bottom.
So just the promo that everybody gets in one of those boxes is selling for that much?
Yes, because people go crazy for certain Pokemon. It's not for every Pokemon. The only other one that was that expensive was for what's his name? Snorlax from a different set that came out a year and a half ago. That Snorlax is very expensive. And before their promo did not have a stamp on it. It was just an additional pack that they would put for their Pokemon Center TB versus the regular one. And sometimes it will be a different box inside that holds your cards.
So are these
different design sleeve?
Are these getting sold anywhere other than Costco and Target and stuff? Are they in Walmart?
Yeah, everywhere. Every single retail store and every single big store carries them.
Wow.
But for Walmart's and all the other places, it's one company that restocks them. Something Jason Holdings or whatever, I forgot the name of it, whatever. They restock them all. And what was the biggest problem during pandemic? Those people who restock the shelves, they have their own guys who work those stores, as in they would say, so I'm going to be at this store at this hour restocking, and they would have their own guys come in and clean out those shelves before the customers even get there. And that's what created a lot of shortage during pandemic, and that's the same thing happening right now. People get to the stores thinking they're going to be Pokemon there, and it's already cleaned out because they're telling their own guys when to come in because they're going to telling them what time they're going to be at what store to restock them.
Yeah. Same bullshit that happens with the sports cards.
Exact same thing. But Pokemon right now is blowing up all over again, just like during pandemic. So, and I think it's probably going to be even bigger right now.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Plus, because of their shortage, that's going to make it even worse. Because of their printing all that stuff for Korea.
All right, let's continue on here. This was interesting. Check this out. More fighting.
He didn't push you.
This is, I believe, what do they call the little cars?
Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels cars, yeah.
Pushing me, definitely. Unless you bumped up against him, he definitely didn't push you. You guys aren't going to keep coming in here making him go get these boxes and do this stuff.
Who's these guys?
All you guys that come in and take these cars and you want me to go through the boxes. You're not going to touch the boxes.
Who are you, by the way?
You don't touch the freight.
Who are you?
pushing me. Definitely, unless you bumped up against him, he definitely didn't push you. You guys aren't going to keep coming in here making him go get these boxes and do this stuff.
Who's these guys?
All you guys that come in and take these cards and you want them to go through the boxes, you're not going to touch the boxes.
Who are you, by the way?
You don't touch the freight.
Who are you? Pushing me.
He wants to go through the unopened cases and stuff. So shout out to Painey gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate that, brother. Make sure you guys have your gifted memberships on to get those memberships. Or you won't be gifted them. You have to go into your thing in YouTube, it's easy to do. Look it up. Yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, we got more craziness. Here we go.
I had reholdered a Michael Jordan card that I had that was in an old PSA slab, just so everything was all uniform, all new PSA. Got an offer for $7,700. Shortly after I shipped it out, he sends me a message. Hey, I thought that this had Karl Malone and Charles Barkley's rookie card in it. Can I get a refund? If you're going to spend $7,700 on a set that's all graded PSA 9, you know it's also going to have the Jordan. The Jordan would have been probably worth more than the entire set in a 9. So he gets the set, and then he wants to open up a return, and I call eBay. I'm like, what should I do? They're like, oh, just decline the request. You'll be fine. Talked to 3 different eBay team members. All of them said that they would be fine. Next thing I know, he's opening up a return request with his bank. Michael Jordan card was an OC. A 9 wasn't as described. You're lying. His financial institution gave him his money back. There was nothing I could do about it. So I call up eBay and they're like, yeah, the financial institution always overrides eBay. If you want to steal from eBay a graded card set, this is what you do. You buy the set. It doesn't go to authentication. When you get it, you say it's not as described. And then you call your bank, say that I got an item that's not as described. You send a screenshot of any card in the set from the internet and say that this is what I got. Instead, they won't double check it. Your seller protection is gone. Seller protection is a lie. And the person gets away with essentially having the set, not having to return the set. I had reholdered.
How crazy is that?
That's insanity.
So I would lose it if that happened to me. I would fucking lose it. It would be like you know how when people get so mad they just leave the hobby? That would cause me not only to just leave the hobby, it would cause me to want to hate the hobby and shit on anybody else that's in the hobby. You know what I mean? I'd be so mad over something like that happening. And that happens all the time to people. eBay fucks them like that.
You know, all it takes is for you to send a message to the seller like this guy did. He knew exactly, because, they track messages and they want to see, their whole investigation is, well, let's see if he tried to reach out to the seller and does it look like it's legit? I have a legit concern. Some of these scammers, they know exactly what to do. And then as soon as they tell you just return the product, it's like you can return an empty box to them. And as soon as the tracking shows that it arrived back to the seller, you get all your money back.
Yep. Scammer got his money back and kept the cards. Buyer lost his set and is out the money. Ooh. Oh.
Sucks.
Damn. And that happens all the time. That's just the way it is.
Excuse me, Bryan, you think this happens more with cards than it does with any other form of the collectible hobby?
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. I can't think of it. The other thing I could think of would be coins, because I know coins is such a big part of the hobby that maybe coins, but you know what I mean? I couldn't tell you.
Guys, I need to knock on wood. I mean, these kinds of scams have never happened to me.
You must be buying from the right sellers.
Well, I mean, I'm a little seller. I mean, on my best year, I sell maybe $4,999 worth of collectibles, and I sold a Gal Gadot 9.8 signature series CGC for $1,000 to someone in Hong Kong. It was a GPA high at the time. I mean,
and they paid.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, it was. So I mean, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna mute
lucky.
now.
The only thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only
fortunate,
yeah,
not
fortunate.
lucky.
Yeah. The only thing that I've ever had happen is like sending a CGC case to somebody and they'll like switch it out for like a case that's broken or something. You know what I mean? I had somebody do that. I had somebody
That
send
shit
it.
has never happened
Yeah.
to me. I know what to look for. I know what I'm doing, but and I'm aware of all this shit. But yeah.
Ghost Zapper says I sold a card on eBay recently and the shipping was to eBay Authenticator first, and then I assume they get it to the buyer. Anyone else experience that? Yeah. Anytime you sell a card over $150, it goes to eBay Authenticators first, and they check to make sure that the card is what you say it is, and then they send it to the buyer. So, man. There is, and I've been selling a lot of stuff on eBay recently. I'm just waiting for that to happen, you know. It's the reason why I said screw it. I'm just gonna go and get a Shopify to try and push everything to Shopify eventually, so you don't have to deal with that type of shit, you know.
Do you sell international, Brian?
I do.
I think international. I haven't. I mean, been buying and selling eBay over 20 years, but the biggest issue I ever had was with international. But because it was international, eBay took pretty much. They did everything. It didn't do anything like with me. Because once it's like hits like to that place where they like forward it to wherever it's going, like it's basically you're done. As long as they received it, that's it. You're done. So any issues after that, it just has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, for sure. The scary part is that you could just, like that guy said, you could just call your bank and show your bank anything. They don't know what they're looking at.
100%.
So it's that's scary shit. That's the type of problems that
I had a smaller issues like kind of to that, but it wasn't on eBay. It was through PayPal. So a few years back, they had a Comic-Con at Mexico, and they were giving out that Lamoli. Actually, was it Lamoli? I think it was just American version, but there was a Mexican J. Scott Campbell cover where it's like a black cat with a lot of cats around. And I found a seller online that had like a bunch of them. So we did a deal through PayPal. He told me all perfect condition, everything, about like 10 of them. They came in all damaged. And it was damaged because he really badly packaged them. And I'm like, okay, so like I didn't pay for that. I paid like in good condition books. And he's like, well, it's not my fault. Pick it up with the shipping. And I'm like, no, I either want my money back or you have to take it back and give me replacements. So he promised me replacements. I waited 3 weeks. There was nothing. So then I contacted PayPal, and they're like, yeah, as long as you ship it back to them and it shows received, you will give you your money back, no issue. So I did it. I shipped it to him. It showed received, no money. I contact PayPal again, and they're like, oh, so when you send it outside of the United States, you have to make sure to put signature confirmation, because the way mail works outside of the United States is different. And even though it says received, anybody could have gotten it. And I'm like, that's not what was told to me by the person who was telling me what to do. And they're like, yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it. I'm like, what do you mean? You told me to ship it, and as long as he receives it, I'll get my money. He's like, yeah, but you didn't put signature confirmation.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me I need to put signature confirmation. And they're like, well, we can't do anything. So he has the books and he has my money, and now I have nothing. And they're like, sorry, nothing we can do. So I call my credit card, and I just got my credit card to get money away from PayPal. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I got to be able to get my money back.
Yeah, for sure. J-Man, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I have an eBay story real quick. Let me chime in.
Yeah.
So we're talking about bad eBay stories. So I bought I mean, this is like piddly, but I bought a New Gods acetate cover. It's like $10, so like it was going to be $15 shipped. I bought it from an eBay seller. Yay, it was great. And then it's been about 4 weeks since they printed the shipping label. but they haven't shipped it, and so I mean, I've sent off about 5 emails. You know, please ship the book. What's going on? Blah 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 blah. I have the tracking number. It's you guys, and they're saying we have checked the warehouse. Yeah, there's that, and well, they haven't shipped the book. So I had to check the credit card company, and they refunded my money. And
good on you.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the kind of shit you go through with eBay. Hasn't happened a lot for me. I buy and sell a lot on eBay. I like eBay a lot. eBay has been great to me, but this is a bad situation. And but
what was it again? What was it again that you said you got?
It was just a New Gods 1 acetate cover, $15 book, but it's just like I don't even remember the comic book shop.
Yeah,
they printed a shipping label, but they haven't shipped it, so they have until March to ship it. I've been refunded my money, but you know, pay with a credit card and
Yep. Always. That's one thing I learned. I use PayPal to pay for most things, but I always use it with a credit card, no money from PayPal.
Yeah, 4 weeks
and
is
get your money back.
Is too much. and don't get me wrong, I ship slow. I
heard
know.
that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I was pissed. I was actually angry after a month, and I was like, ship my shit, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's no, thank you. I don't want to.
I have a buddy who puts in his eBay descriptions 5 to 30 business days, and he gets shit for it all the time.
Yeah, bullshit. That's fucked up, man.
This is a buddy of mine who has mobility issues too. And I'm just like, but he's like honest. He's been really honest about it. It's like in every, that whole listing where you talk about your shipping policies and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're comic book collectors here. I tried to ship my shit out. Someone buys a book from me, I tried to ship it out the next fucking day,
Same thing over here.
And if you can't do the same, I don't want to buy it from you. But
the only time I don't ship next day is if they buy it on a Saturday, like during the day. Comes out on a Monday.
Well, I'm going to change the subject real quick for another break-in. Here we go.
Thousands worth of comic books stolen from a small business owner in Jacksonville. The crime was caught on camera, and according to the owner of Mythical Mountain in Mandarin, it all happened in less than 60 seconds. On your sides, Renata De Gregorio joins us live tonight from outside that business on San Jose Boulevard. And Renata, the owner's now asking for the public's help to identify the person who broke in.
Yeah, Heather, there are a couple moments in the surveillance video where you can see the burglar's eyes. The video shows him run into the store and go straight to the back where the most valuable comic books were.
Hi guys, welcome in.
Kathy Belair had never really planned to own a comics and...
By the way, I totally, when I first saw this and I see a $250 on that book and I'm just counting the spine ticks on it.
Really planned to own a comics and collectibles store.
My husband started collecting.
Then her husband's collection got a little out of hand.
And here we are 10 years later.
Inside Mythical Mountain in Mandarin.
We sell things that make people happy.
The guy was all disguised up. You can only barely see his nose. Right? Like, what the fuck? He just went straight for the big books, too. So, like everybody's saying, inside job, 100%. That's the first thing I think of.
Yep.
But
I mean, look at him just grab all those.
Husband's collection got a little out of hand.
And here we are 10 years later.
Inside Mythical Mountain in Mandarin.
We sell things that make people happy.
But 2025 has not started out with a smile.
Yeah, they broke the lockout here.
Surveillance video shows a man crouched outside the storefront early Tuesday morning, then run inside straight for the highest value comic books.
Jumped up on the counter behind the counter, grabbed their books, ran out, and as a last minute decision, grabbed the cash register as they left. They were in and out of here in under a minute.
Delaire says there was $750 in cash in the register, and they're still tallying up.
Look at that. Empty shelves. Ouch. Yeah.
The comics stolen. Where the shelves were bare here, they were filled with comic books ranging from $200 to $2,000, she says.
It's just the feeling of just like somebody can break into your place of business and take what doesn't belong to them. It's really frustrating.
My brother works at a gun shop, and every night they take all of the guns that are out, hundreds of guns, and put them in safes in the back. When is it going to get? I mean, I would love to know how many shops, card shops or comic shops do that with some of their bigger books or bigger items, if they actually take them and put them in a safe in the back at the end of the day or end of the night,
Really upsetting.
Now Delaire is asking for the community's help to find this man.
It's pretty heartbreaking. I mean, it's definitely not something you want to wake up to on New Year's Eve, and this is what you're coming into work for, your last day of the 2024.
Oh man, what a bummer for Mythical Mountain. Hopefully they got their shit back. I don't know. Let's see what it says here. If there's any updates. I don't see anything. But yeah, that's crazy. Mandarin Comic Book Store. Nope. Mythical Mountain. Let's look it up here. Mountain Store. Here we go. See if there's any updates. Hopefully there is. Oh, this is the entire thing. I won't let me. Let's see if I can find a bigger video for that. They're still going. They're still rocking over there. Look at all the G.I. Joes. Where is it? Let's go here. Photos. I don't want photos. Let's see if we can scroll down and find something here. No. Oh, it must have happened. Well, they must do shit. December 31st. So, okay. So it happened December 31st. $2,000 reward for it. It sucks that you can't open that more.
$2,000 reward?
Yeah, it should be way more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. You can see him. He's picking the lock. And he gets up and he walks away.
I think my LCS, he had a AF-15, X-Men 1, FF 1 and 5, and a few other big books. And he just color scanned the covers and he would put them on display, and he'd keep the books locked up elsewhere. You got to be crazy to not have a security gate that comes down, or something extra.
Yeah, totally. Here's the video. You can see him come up. Move it up here, and he's trying to pick the lock, it looks like. And he gets up and he walks away. Maybe he already picked it and he's taking his tools back. Let's see. You would think that they would hear something. Like if you hear it in the camera, it should have a decibel level alarm where if they hear anything,
you can hear it pretty, really clearly.
yeah,
Him hitting the lock.
yeah, oh yeah, that's what he did. I'm just grabbing all the graded books. It's got like a hockey bag. Yeah.
I can't help think how casual this dude is like ripping off.
Yeah.
Valuable comics.
Yep.
And he's gonna walk away. He's gonna walk out the door, and that's gonna be it.
Yep.
This is gonna sound so strange, but I swear this points towards the value of comics. It's like pharmaceuticals. It's like bank robberies. Like, you don't get in the way of somebody actually robbing you. Like, okay, dude.
It's crazy. Look at all the dust coming off.
You're a dick. And not only that, like, you actually know you're being filmed.
Yep.
Like, and so, like, you're gonna just not walk back into the people that you've been hanging out with. Like, I swear it's like insurance. It's like, oh, it's covered. You know.
Look at all the dust everywhere.
At the same time, I swear to God, the fact that like he's showing up stealing comics is directly pointed to like these are really valuable.
Hey, look at him, he's grabbing the whole cash register.
Yeah.
What is that? Like a stick that he's grabbing? I don't understand what that is. Like a hockey stick or something?
That might be a signed piece of memorabilia.
Yeah.
A hockey stick.
Like a hockey stick or some type of sportsman that was signed.
Just dropping shit.
Yeah, clearly he's been in this store a dozen times at least before he did this job.
He knows exactly where everything is.
And plus, if you're familiar with security cameras, he probably knew it wasn't linked to any kind of security service that alerts PD or anything like that.
Yeah, great point. That's a great point.
Some of these cameras are just like the ones you may have in your house. If you're not awake when this guy is in your store staring at your phone or your whatever alert you have on for the device, you're gonna sleep right through this.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I remember the old security systems back in the days used to be where once the alarm was triggered, it would automatically go right to 911, and they would send a patrol. But that's like service you had to pay for. Now people just buy these fucking Ring cameras,
yep.
and they're figuring, we'll deal with it ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
I'd never spend the extra money and have the system where it goes to the 911 system.
They must have taken off comments because it says comments, but it won't let me. 2 of 32. View more comments. There we go. I want to see if it says anything. Because there's no updates. Anyways, yeah, that's a bummer. That sucks. But that's sometimes you get screwed like that, man. Hopefully they have insurance. We'll see. I'll see if they do or not. But all right, that is the end of Drama Alert, ladies and gentlemen. And you know how we end Drama Alert.
Time for Diamond Dave.
Time for Diamond Dave. Amen.
Can you hear me out there? Hey, man, don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
Gotta love Diamond Dave. Hell yeah. So, listen, over 2025 is starting off in a crazy way, and I hope that there's more stories where people are found those type of collections and those type of things, because there's too many dickheads out there that are willing to just go take anything from anybody, and I think that's part of the collectibles world right now. People just can get away with it, and it makes me wonder.
Brian, I think honestly, sorry, man, I didn't mean to jump in.
No. It makes me wonder about like California. You know how they used to have those laws? I don't know if they still do, but they used to have those laws where they would just let people get away with it. And is that the case for any stores out there or something? Is it under a certain amount of money?
Steve Borak was clear. He told me, he's like, John, this is the Wild West.
Yeah.
It is still. Like he told me that like I don't know, 36 hours ago, John, this is the Wild West. It should be regulated. It's not.
Yeah.
Which means like we are operating in a.
Yep. That is the collectibles market. Yep. No way to enforce it. Yep. That's true. That is true. So.
Unfortunately, it's been that way ever since I can remember. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, and thank you. Like I think honestly, like again, like I want to make sure I say shout out and thank you to Steve. Like it's like again, like we got left in limbo, and like you asked, he got sick, man. Like he got the flu, and like he was ill, and he got halfway through the collection and got ill and like had to leave. Like.
That's a bummer.
Like I don't know what that's like fortuitous.
That's the way it happens sometimes. He'll be back. So.
Well, he never left. Like a couple days. And like.
Well, hopefully he'll come back out and finish it up. So.
Well, what goes to the hobby, like the hobby wants. I don't know. Maybe that's a cliche statement, but like it's kind of like fair market value. And I don't want to be the guy sitting being like, oh, thank you. Like, I feel like I'm getting to take advantage of you guys to like sell my collection and like run on, run on your guys' social media numbers. And there's a piece of that that's true, and I appreciate you letting me on,
Oh yeah, brother.
And at the same time, like, if the story like counts, the story counts. If the story is real, the story is real. And the more times I told the story, it got traction.
Yep.
And people wanted me to keep telling it. So I did. I kept telling it.
Amen. Smokey Collect says, walk up to somebody and tell them I'll pay $2,000 for your $10,000 collection. Quote, leave meat on the bone for me to make money. Let me make money off your collection stealing. I don't know what that's supposed to, what that comment.
I heard that 3 times this weekend. Leave meat on the bone. And honestly, that made me feel like yes, like.
Well, you have to. You're not going to sell it otherwise, unless you're willing to piece it out. That's just the way it is.
Like I don't mind a piece. Like 80% seems strong.
They wanted 80% of it to sell it.
That's what people do when they come in and take your collection. They don't show up and offer you. They show up and offer you like, have you done your work and you nut in everything. They're gonna be like, we are honest, and you get 30%, and it's because you've done everything correctly.
Yeah,
it's because you've shown up, you've shown there's value, and yes, fine, we'll show you 30%.
Yeah,
that's legit. Like that's that.
Well, whoever's offering you 30% to sell your collection, that to me that seems pretty decent. I'll be honest. Usually it's more than that. Usually
I think that's the point.
Yeah, 50%.
Yes, and gratitude for the people that are like, that's real money.
Yep.
Like no joke. And that's one of the things that's so weird is like advocating like, I want 80%. And holy shit, thank you for the real people that have showed up for real money on 30% on comic books. Like,
yep,
like those are comic books. Like, so yes, you know, like, thank you, like,
yep.
just across the board.
Good shit, man. Good shit. Well, everybody, it's a short show tonight. I'm gonna go take care of a sick dog, and I am going to try and do a show tomorrow night on Whatnot for Walking Dead. We'll see how it plays out. If I don't do it tomorrow night, I'll push it back till next Sunday, and it'll give me enough time to get everything on there. But we're going to be on eBay Live here shortly. There were some changes that were made in order to help me get on there, so I'm going to jump on there as soon as I can. And then we'll be back Tuesday. Ross Ritchie on the Industry Show, former CEO and publisher over at Boom Studios, is going to come join us and give us all his thoughts and stuff on the recent news with Diamond. And but before we go, I want to give a big shout out to somebody here in the community that is one of the good guys. He's one of the guys that shows up on the channel quite often, and you know, spends his time knowing, you know, when it comes to the comic community. He's one of those good guys, and that's Nick Barucci, who lost his mentor this week, and which is a real bummer. You know, his mentor is over at Fat Stacks, passed away the other day. Mike Ferrero. Mike was he was a second father to Nick.
Way.
Yep. And yep, Fat Jack Center City was closed down in May, and yeah, it's just a big bummer for the community to lose their store and then lose the guy who ran that store and was a mentor to so many people. So
I've known my entire adult life. He was good people.
There we go, man. That's what I'm talking about. This is the type of thing that, you know, we hate to see, and we're going to continue to give thoughts and prayers to everybody out in California that's been dealing with the fires, and you know, hopefully this stuff, when it comes down to it, is you know, just ways to get out of those shitty feelings. You know, we like to create a community and enjoy things like comic books and collectibles, and people like Mike Ferrero make it possible. So show love to your LCS and the rest of the people in the community, and we'll see you guys next time. Adios.